Welcome back to another season preview on SJHL.ca. My name's Jeromy Corrigan, the new media manager for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. And this season preview is brought to you by the Saskatchewan Construction Safety Association. And today we are pleased to be joined by the head coach and general manager of the Humboldt Broncos, Scott Barney. Scott, thank you so much for taking some time. How's it going today?
No problem, Jeromy. It's going great. Just getting prepped here for training camp.
For sure, and it's an exciting time for all 12 SJHL teams as we get ready for the regular season. But before we talk about this season, let's talk a little bit about last year, an incredible year for the Humboldt Broncos. You guys had the most wins in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League despite finishing in second. You had a really tight and tough first-round series against La Ronge, but then falling in the second round to Flin Flon. When you look back at last season, Scott, what do you think about when you reflect on the 2021-2022 season?
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was a great season overall for the organization, right? Obviously, coming out of the COVID year for all 12 teams, right? It's you're kind of in a different sea, as you could say, or different ocean. But for us, our biggest focus is always development and getting players to the next level. And if we look back at that, we can see the amount of players we've pushed on to not only Division I, but youth sports and different levels, right? And that's a big thing for us. And I believe in developing helps you win, and that's a big part of our culture here in Humboldt.
Now, because of the success you guys had last year, and like you mentioned, the success of being able to push players on to that next level, it was a busy off season for you guys of losing some significant pieces. How was it for you, wearing your general manager's hat and trying to make some transactions and recruiting to fill some holes in your roster?
Yeah, it's definitely a daily thing, right? If you're not on top of it, you kind of fall behind. And, we'll have anywhere from 14 to 16 players turned over from our roster last season. Obviously losing Matthew Perkins and Connor McGrath. They still have 2 to 3 years of junior eligibility. Hurts, right? You had Race Ramsey and Net, who won SJHL Goalie of the Year. So I compare losing McGrath and Perkins as like losing Draisaitl McDavid off your roster, right? So that's a tough one to replace, but we're happy for them. Like I said, our job is to develop and get guys to the next level, and they'll help get the next players in for us. But yeah, doing the GM side's been busy. Bringing players in. For me, every player that we had, the younger guys, we'll see where they are here at camp, and our biggest philosophy always is age doesn't matter. Our top guys are going to play regardless of their age, and you saw that last year in McGrath, who led the league in points, and Perkins, who was an 04 and finished in the top 5 or 6 in scoring. So that's been a big thing for us here in Humboldt.
You mentioned the turnover. So with a lot of new players coming in for your hockey club, maybe who are some players that you're excited about as a coaching staff to bring into the Humboldt Broncos, get them into the fold, and are going to make a significant impact for your team that maybe SJHL fans should be paying attention to?
Yeah, I'll go with some guys that maybe people aren't too familiar with. Obviously, we had Karsten Cater in our draft. He's only 15 years old still. He doesn't turn 16 here at the end of August. He's had a lot of attention already from Division I. He was drafted in the Western League, also drafted in the USHL. So he's going to be a player that's going to help bring schools to not only to watch our players and him, but others as well. We brought in 2 players from Ontario, Maddox Amaral and Jack Piper, both 200-foot players, play the game the right way. And that's been a big kind of identity we've tried to address here. We'll also have Chase Lacombe returning from the Western Hockey League. He played for us off and on there for about a year and a half. Played in Seattle's run last year to where they lost in the final, so he'll be a big addition to our back end. Also, Dalen Weagle, who played the last season in Swift Current, will be into our roster on our back end. And then I think with our board here, also Jace Benvey and Ben Kodalek will be another welcome addition. Jace was out of Alberta, a guy we kind of heavily recruited with midget and kind of lost out on him to another club. But good to get him. And Ben's a guy that was a similar type of thing that we tried to recruit 2 years ago and finally got him here in Humboldt.
Now, when you look at that roster board and you kind of see where things are kind of laying out for the season for the Humboldt Broncos, where do you think the strength of this hockey team is?
I think our strength right now is in our back end. We're younger. We had, I think, 4 20-year-olds last year, but I think we'll carry 1 to 2 back there this year. And I think that's going to be our strength is our back end. Up front, we had a lot of scoring power last year, obviously lost some as well. Our identity is going to be more 200-foot hockey club, especially built down the middle of the ice. And we got some scoring on the outside parts there with guys like Alex Soretsky, who had a big year last year, Cage Newens, who was another guy that can score, Rhett Gibson as well. But our identity is going to be more the 200-foot type hockey club.
And I guess finally, after how successful last season was for your hockey club and the Humboldt Broncos organization, I'm guessing that the expectations for this season are also pretty high for your club.
Yeah, for me, every game we want to win, right? And doesn't matter if it's exhibition, if it's just playing out here before practice. We want that to start when we step on the ice. That we want to compete every day. That's a big thing for us. Hey, like I said, development. The more opportunities we can win, the more guys will get opportunities at the next level. I'm a big believer in that winning breeds success, and hopefully, for us, we can get over that hump this year.
For sure. Well, Scott, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck this season with the Humboldt Broncos.
Thanks very much, Jeromy. Looking for a great season.
That is the head coach and general manager of the Humboldt Broncos, Scott Barney. And the Humboldt Broncos will open up their 2022-2023 Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League regular season on Saturday, September 17th, when they play host to the Notre Dame Hounds.